it's going to be a management process, and you're just going to have to watch the weather, watch your soil, and watch your lawn.
You can do the sale of the century lady thing.
Week 2 of the King Chrome 85-piece portable toolkit. Great piece of kit. Same tools that we use in the video, just not the same tool kit. Lifetime warranty.
We chose to work with Total Tools because of the structure of their business. So all the stores are independent franchise stores.
Pigment, if it's overdone or if it's underdone, it just looks silly. You need to get it just right, just like Goldilocks and the porridge. Just got to get it just right. It's a very hard measurement. Is that jumpsuit and hat in shot? Not anymore.
Who said you're gay? G'day, Legends and Dylan. And Kira VJ. Kira's here today.
Yeah, Kira's back in the podcast studio.
My headphones aren't plugged in, are they?
Not yet.
The dirtier, the better.
Oh, they are. Can you turn my headphones up, please? Only for my voice. I don't want to hear any of the other losers.
The intro music's still playing. I'm not sure if you know that.
Does that matter?
There we go.
Well, that was a smooth transition.
It
Thanks
was.
for that. And welcome to today's podcast, courtesy of me. What is it? 67.
67.
You do the intro. You've got
Episode
such a sexy
67.
voice.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us. We do have the big cheese, the big Clintosaurus here is
Ladies
back.
and gentlemen and non-binaries.
Yes, all of the nons and ins.
Do you
How-
believe in dinosaurs?
I do believe in dinosaurs.
Okay. Does that mean you don't believe in God?
Well, it depends, because what does the Bible say? That they were great creatures
Okay.
before.
Hey, man, how's it going from Clint Osborne? Cheers and beers.
Clint Osborne was the winner of the Orange Lawnhub mower.
Do you like that? Yeah, but I can't hear what's going on outside. I think I'm a one plugger.
One plug kind of guy.
Yeah. I don't know. What does Rihanna do? Because I want to shine bright like a diamond. Am I shining bright like a
Yeah,
diamond?
you can still do that.
Okay. Can I hear this?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So you fixed the soundboard now? Because I had like a heap of letters I haven't opened yet that got posted in, but I'm guessing they were just soundboard related.
I would assume all.
Is Kira here so Dylan can kind of like somehow shoehorn himself into one of the main hosts? Because this is starting to feel a little bit
Maybe,
weird.
but
I do have the microphone.
conveniently.
Just
Yeah, when I wear 2 headphones and the sunglasses, I get vertigo.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's that?
that combo.
Maybe when I have coffee as well. Enema. All right, let's see. We got any questions? Need a bigger can, Chief? I do actually. You got to remember, I'm about 1.3 or 1.4 times the size of a normal human. And so I need 1.3, 1.4 times the size of the drinks. You want to talk about golden showers? We can talk about golden showers. Where else do we look? Instagram. So if anyone's just tuning in and they're wondering why this is such a horrible podcast, we like to wait till more people have tuned in because it's live before it becomes interesting. So just be patient. Jones, you'll say something intelligent soon.
Mm-hmm.
I watched your mowing video
Mm-hmm.
of you doing the stripes.
Yes.
I think you might need to get a better lawnmower.
Yes. Yeah, the 14-inch on non-dead flat ground is bit of a struggle.
Can we get the 14-inch fixed?
It's more so the surface that requires fixing, needs leveling. But that again, in the filming yesterday, we do need some major maintenance done on that. We do need a blade sharpen and a bed knife
It's
sharpen,
the plug. You played with the plug and I lost my audio.
and probably a rear roller adjustment as well.
I
It's-
think my one at home needs a rear roller adjustment. It does like a thing, like a gouty walk,
Mhm.
or like a, I don't want to say pirate because not everyone that limps is a pirate, right? Yep. Some people are just called Eileen.
Yep.
Whew, that went over everyone's head. Nick Lamb, would you consider stocking Dimension? Dithiopora? Dithiopor? Pyre?
How do you spell that?
Dithiopyr.
Hang on. DIT.
Hiopyr. All right, while Jonesy's trying to work out what that is, this is the first time we've caught him out. This is the evidence that he does not have a turf qualification.
No, I was just confirming that it is what I thought it was, but that's okay.
Okay, let me finish reading the question before you answer it.
Yeah. Dimension is, yeah.
Yeah. Would you consider stocking that? I've got RTF, Kentucky Bluegrass blend, and it seems to be the only pre-emergent I can use for this blend. Other lawn shops have the 5-litre bottle, and it's $800 plus, or the only cost-effective product with that diaper I can find is a granular version, which is mixed with a competitor's 1905. I am a painted on Lawnhub fertilizer tragic now, and I think he must have pressed enter accidentally because I think he meant to also say everyone else can get fucked. So yeah, can you help this young Nick Lamb?
I'll look into it, but the last time I inquired about that product, I didn't get a discount. So
is it agency?
I don't believe so. I just think the person
Who makes it?
It comes from the US. It's from Anderson's.
Oh, is it a granular?
No. Well, it depends. You can get a product from Anderson's, and there's
we met
also
Anderson's when we were in America.
Yeah.
Did you talk about it then?
No, I didn't speak about that product specifically. And there's also one from Amgro as well, but I didn't get a discount. So, and it's available in a 20 kilo bag. So then shipping becomes a problem. So I'll look into it.
Nick Lamb just wrote, and everyone else can get fucked. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
So Kira came along for the podcast and then decided it was just a little bit overwhelming and left, or?
No, well, she's got work to do.
Oh.
And doesn't have to.
Well, that's not
we had to rebuild it because of the.
Did you document it for the policies and procedures?
Will be documented.
So the answer is no. Okay.
In two people's brains now. So that's probably
2 media stuff, that adds up to 1. Oh,
Computer
shit.
says no.
I do know what that is.
you know that one?
Yep. I have seen that TV show.
Oh, hang on. Computer says no.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to see if there's any questions on Instagram. There is not.
So I actually do have a couple.
Well, you better turn your microphone on, Dylan, and become part of the podcast.
Oh, look, he's already got it
I
set
don't know. I
up.
just had it.
We've got a question from Ben Douglas. Hi guys, can I apply the Trojan along with the roots and shoots and wet?
Trojan, roots and shoots. Wait. Not all at once.
Yeah, not all at once. Do one, either roots and wet together or Trojan, and then, 7 or 14 days apart.
One of these things is not like the other. If he had. If you had, just water it all in.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If he had BBW and Trojan and Roots, that's our lawn builder pack. So he would do the granulars together, back to back, but at the same time, and water them in, and then do the Roots later. But what did you say? Go Trojan, then leave it a day, then
Or 7 or 14 days. But if you did, just water it all in. Just water it all in.
Got one here that's I think Spanish.
Huh. Well, I've seen Isaac today, and he definitely still speaks Spanish.
Yep.
It says Carago yo quiero ver un video para.
Can you translate that?
I've got Google Translator on my phone, but I can tell you that said, can you please start releasing your videos in Spanish? Well, fucking Mr. Beast can do it. You can do it.
Well, I guess that's true.
I would say that Mr. Beast's budget for videos is vastly different to ours at this point in time.
Well, the kid wasn't born with that budget, all right?
No,
You've got to work your
but
way up
he
to
worked
it.
a way up.
That's right. Are
Yeah.
we working our way up
Yeah,
to
we're
it?
at 67 podcasts. And nearly 10,000 subs.
I need us to have more subscribers because it doesn't impress my children.
Yeah, we need to get to
And they give
10,000.
pure, honest feedback. Do you think? New season? New year, new me?
New season. Who
You know
dis?
what I was thinking? Have I shown you my you've seen my vision board? Let's see if I can get this to close down a bit. Will that move if I grab it? No. So this here, there's nothing confidential on that screen. This is my vision board, right? Can everyone at home see that? Now, obviously, if you're on Instagram, it'll be a bit skinny, like my good self, but we need a lawn like this.
which we've got at the moment.
Well, no, we don't.
Yeah.
That lawn's the fucking same size as your front yard.
It's very bigger. Very bigger.
Yeah.
It's
ESL, mate.
much bigger than
Yeah?
my front.
ESL?
ESL?
English as a second language. Hashtag say it with me.
Gawler.
Anyway, if we get a bigger, why don't you just go film at this house
Brenton's.
or this
Look at
house?
that one right there.
Yeah.
There will never, ever, ever. Actually, I sprayed some Monumento out there during the
Not
week.
to be confused with Monument. Monumento's
No,
different.
Monumento is a product that's safe and effective for use on home lawns. Not available to the general public. That grassman says, "Lol, love the vision board." Yeah, how fucking sick is it? Do you want me to show you? Okay, I'll show you.
You know what? Obviously,
There you
straight away, you see the logo and you
Just gonna
see the
move
lawn
all
and
these
you
photos.
see
Oh,
the,
hang on. Whoa, who's that?
the Dodge Challenger.
Who's that? And the dead plants. They got that right.
No.
You fucking loser.
But the thing that got me, which I know that you've asked
Oh,
for,
hang on. That's Luka Doncic.
is the balcony.
Yeah. Look. It's me meeting Luka Doncic. He's my friend. Have you seen this before?
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
we did a whole segment
Oh,
on that
cool,
during
alright.
the podcast.
Alright, don't worry about it then. No, and the other thing you can't see is because we've had to use a large portion of this concrete wall as a logo because the artificial intelligence software I use just decided that's what we were doing. Also, not ChatGPT. So if you're looking for a good image generation software, let me know. I'll email you a affiliate code so I can get some more points to use with mine. There's a golf sim behind this wall because then you can just have it on the wall, you know, and then you can entertain up here. So there's basically a full chef's kitchen in there, pinball machines, heaps of toilets, so you never have to line up.
Yep.
Beer on tap, fridges and shit, and then my office is out here, so I can walk. Actually, I reckon my office will be over here, and we'll have that entertainment out there because then I can go into the sim from one side, or you guys can use it from the entertaining area, and I can just like have digital locks on those doors, so you can't get into the sim if I don't want you to, and then I can just use it. Then I'm gonna have an ensuite and shit with a sauna and an ice bath, and then I can drive my car into that roller door and then just go up, and then if I have people rock up that I don't want to see, I'll just sneak out that door.
Yep.
And you just fucking handle them over there.
Yep.
Actually, we shouldn't tell people that because they'll wait at that door. There'll be other doors.
No,
You'll
there'll
never
be
fucking
security
find
on
me.
that door anyway.
Yeah, perfect.
And that building to the right is the production. This is just entertainment
This is just
building.
this is for customer
Yeah.
relationship management and lawn care.
Yep.
Do you like it?
I do.
Do you like it?
I mean,
Yeah. You have an office there. You might have to move house, but you just have to drive a long way because it'll be out here.
Yeah, well, I bought a house. So
Get the fuck off the reservation.
Have you not told him yet?
We don't talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I try to keep it pretty clean at work because, there's a lot of time he's not working, so I don't want to take more.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Did you do what your broker said? Dylan just said he bought. Are you actually live on audio?
I'm
Yep.
now. I bought a house. That's what I
He bought a house. So the bank bought a house with you and your life partner. Yep, that's what gay people say. So suburb,
Warradale.
is that closer than where you are now?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Sanji just says lots of Sanskrit Indian character. Solution 2, business problem. Solution 3, get your love back. Solution 4, court case problem. Solution Vashikashin specialist, black magic specialist, love, marriage specialist, family problems. Solution, money problems.
I don't know what that
Might be spam.
I don't know. Maybe it's an encrypted message.
Maybe there's something.
Maybe there's a
Ah,
Norwegian
no.
prince waiting.
That's Sanji. Hey, I'm helping him. He's got $1 billion and he can't get it out of the country because he's been arrested. So I just have to give him my bank
And
account.
he'll help with the vision.
Yeah.
Making it
Won't be a vision board anymore. It'll just be a board.
complicated vision.
Yeah, that's the first one. I tried to get it to map my 40 irrigation store locations as well. It did it well, but it just looks like a Google map with some dots on it. He thought it was our,
Well, I thought it was
he
a
thought it was our Shopify page.
Yeah, Shopify live store.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You bought a house. Did you do what the broker suggested and buy high?
Not.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Is it a doer-upper?
It is.
Is
but
it the
not-
worst
doesn't
house
too
in the
much.
best street?
Obviously, well,
Oh, that's fucking good coffee. Oh, unit. That's all right. That gets you into the property market.
it's a unit. Yeah, it's in a self-managed strata. No neighbours to the right, no neighbours behind.
And are you going to be on the strata board? You're going to go to committee meetings and shit? You don't have to. Just tell them to get fucked. They're not coming. What are you going to do about it? Send me a strongly worded handwritten letter.
Yeah, knock on my door.
Mm.
A meter away.
Can you have pets? So you don't have to get your dogs put down. Okay.
We'll need to install some content.
Well, we've got some advice here from one of our long-time listeners and long-time commenters, Mr. Omudgy1. He says, now you better lock down that better half of yours, my good man, that you have a house. Yes. What is with that?
What?
What is with that sunglasses inside?
What's not with it?
Yeah. Little Jimmy's, mate. My future's so bright, I need shades. Also, there's a lot of stage lighting in here. I'm not sure if you've seen me in the wild, but I do not look this good live. We've got to do this, don't we? So you got a place. That's cool. It's all coming up, Dylan.
All coming up. Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword for me because usually when there's people buy a house and they realize they can't afford shit, they ask for a pay rise. There's that side. But then on the other side, fucking, you are stuck now. How are you going to pay your mortgage without a job?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, I like how that happened. Matt Reed, 14, says, what happened to the beers? Is that the beers that did I promise to give you beers? Because I do that sometimes. Or are you saying, why are we not drinking on the pod? Is that what he means? That's probably what he means.
Probably both, maybe.
Well, for a while.
I'm maturing.
I'm maturing.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing?
Bruh.
Yeah. Have we got any new sounds? Or have you guys just been like, oh, we've been busy working?
Yeah. Busy.
Why are you gay?
There are some more Instagrams here. Love the vision board. Is there a casting couch in your office as well? No, there's not. I did have a casting couch in my office a long time ago. But yeah, unfortunately, never, ever needed to use it. So turns out no one wants to be cast. Little Jimmy's mate says, yay, Cornhub is back. Uh-oh. And Callum Neeson? I have an Ego lawnmower. Should I get a mulching blade for that or just bag the grass? Is there much difference? Cheers, lads.
I'm a bagger.
He's a tea bagger if he's honest.
Look, it's up to you. You can get a mulching attachment if you wish, but I don't know. There's an array of different answers that you're going to get online, but if you can, always try and, in our opinion, is to catch the clippings.
Sorry, I had to laugh. Menina's in the chat.
Hey.
I believe it's Menina. And she just wrote, bah, nose beers. And
Jesus,
fucking
Menina.
like, Jesus
What
Christ.
are those bees doing to
Have
you?
you been hacked? Nose beers? Bees?
Nose bees?
And then Reedy says, why not both? I do think that's a fair question.
Ladinas dos.
Because I'm maturing.
Stop it.
I'm pre-cleansing for an up-and-coming health trip that I'm heading out on soon. Okay, back to the show. How you been?
Good.
It's good to hear.
Good. It's been a good week. It's been a busy week as well. It's always fucking busy here. It never stops. Never fucking stops, which is good.
We can turn the ads off.
No. Well, that work doesn't really affect me. The team got it covered down there at the moment. They are smashing it out. Majority of orders ordered same day are leaving same day up until about 1 or 2 o'clock. So,
would you say they're smashing it like an 18-year-old at Victor Harbour at Schoolies?
yes,
Nice.
responsibly, of course. It's all that we promote
Slowly and steadily.
here. Mm-hmm.
You see Bonnie Blue got herself a blue Ferrari?
No, I didn't, but it doesn't surprise me.
Just when I was thinking about Schoolies and it just went straight there.
Yeah,
Ferrari don't like it when you do that kind of shit.
It's I
When
mean,
you paint it blue and wrap it blue.
it's interesting life choice, but you do you. There's got to be
And
people,
everyone else and the other 1,079 guests.
Yeah, there's the world's always going to need people like her, and there's obviously a market for it. So good on her.
Menina said clearly you didn't see the message that said you were on the nose beers. No, there's no message about that. What are you talking about, Menina? Bonnie Blue Balls. Ha ha ha. All right. Nath Manjarang, welcome to the chat. He says, vote 1 Clint 2029, ramp it up. For what? What election? What have we got coming up?
That'd be the federal election.
Our
wouldn't it?
federal election. Fuck, I'd love a chance to run this country. Like, it doesn't have to be me, of course. Obviously, there's a lot of other people that are more qualified than the two that we had to choose from. But
I don't know.
you don't think there's more qualified people in
I
this
think
country to
they're-
run the country
I
than
think
those
they're
two?
all about the same.
People, not current politicians. I'm talking human beings.
Oh, human beings
that
in general.
are eligible
yes.
to run for that position.
Yeah, sorry,
there would be so
Sorry,
many
I
better.
cut you off. I did a you. I didn't let you finish.
Does somebody not know how to Well, it was fucking one of you. Disgusting.
Fucking hell.
Cozzy Lawn B. No one carried you boys enough at that golf day the other day. Well, there's only two other players.
Yeah. And yeah, we were all to blame.
We
It
lost
wasn't-
that by 2 shots.
We were all to blame. We all had our
I played
moments.
worse than normal. I putted worse than normal.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you played worse than all, but putting wasn't like the putting that
you
we
wouldn't-
know.
No one was like, fucking, this dude should sign up for putting competitions. Yeah. Funny story, that made up my mind. I'm never playing golf anymore. Again, no more golf days. Waste of time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Kira said she's editing Dylan's special video from today.
Yay.
Special like helmet on the bus special or special like happy birthday to you?
Speaking
Okay.
Speaking of helmet on a bus, did you see that guy, that male that was arrested at the Queensland airport, the Brisbane airport yesterday?
No.
I'm pretty sure he was wearing a helmet,
Yeah.
and he's just fucking copped it hard in the media today about, assaulting people, which is obviously not a good thing to do. But surely he's got something going on if he's wearing a helmet in public. Like, we need to get the
Well,
full story before the
Let's
media goes
just
bizarre.
keep in mind that if you commit a crime, that
Mhm.
it is up to our magistrates and judges to decide whether or not you were fit in the head to...
Not the media?
Definitely not the media.
Oh, okay, that's all right then. Yeah.
But to be fair, they have been spot on when it comes to our health and our
spot
safety.
on.
So
So spot
I think
on.
you should probably send a strongly worded email to everyone at news.com.au
Mm.
because they are the best. Give Sanji a call live on the podcast. Sanji's number is +9199 279 34526. Fake number.
Probably not.
How the fuck did Sanji find us? Just Googled legendary podcast and this is like the top on the fucking list, or?
Nah.
Whoa.
We did get
He went into a very racist place then.
We got a very random comment on one of our ads similar to that. So maybe that they've finally found Lawnhub.
Nice.
Mm.
There is a Lawnhub in India and they sell clothes.
Mm. Okay.
Ladies fashion.
Interesting.
Yeah. Ben Douglas, should I still apply Trojan every 6 to 8 weeks, even with the colder weather coming in? Fuck, I want to get drunk now.
No need to. So I've had this question a bit this week. So I would, all the hard work by now is hopefully should have been done. If you haven't done an application and you don't have premature, sure, get some Trojan down. It's going to be better than nothing. But I'm sort of advising people, if you've done all the hard work, just see the winter out, have a break, and get ready for springtime.
All right, strap in. It gets crazy.
Okay.
Nate Extreme says lock in a prenup too. I don't know who that's for. Oh, that's for you. Mate, don't worry about him. She needs a prenup more than he needs a prenup. Josie says, and you guys might want to Google what this is because I'm not sure, but she said she's probably a blue waffle too. I think it's a blueberry waffle. So
Probably
if everyone wants
not.
to Google image search that, and that should sort you out. Nate Extreme, anyone going to mention Adam scalping the fuck out of the rye? I did start asking him about that, but then I interrupted myself
Clint did a Clint.
on Clint.
Can you bless me? Money
I have said to Jonesy that he has my support and permission to use my unicorn to mow the lawn out the front moving forward. So if you haven't subscribed to Lawnhub's channel, you're about to go do that, please. And you'll watch Jonesy
It
use...
won't be next week's video. I've already filmed that. It'll be the one after.
Next week's video, you'll see Dylan giving and receiving money shot applications. So make sure you've subscribed for that as well. And that unicorn has not been used since it's been sharpened and serviced. So
excited.
there will be no scalping other than scalping tickets to the fucking Jonesy show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on. We got something? Oh, that's not it.
Speaking
I
of
don't think
tickets,
you have the facilities for that, big man.
so happy I got tickets to the showdown. Up the Crowies!
Oh, because you remember.
Nah, just because like it was a Port
It
home
was a
game.
Port home game, man.
I wasn't
Jesus
gonna get-
fucking stay across it, man. It's
I
the
wasn't
AFL.
gonna-
It's basically our religion.
Yes. Well, especially on this podcast during the cooler months.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, go the Wallabies.
Mm. Yeah, it was a great game of football.
I don't think I watched it.
I sat in between both Crows and Port supporters. My area was very well behaved.
Oh, no, how did we get to football again?
And the 3 goals at the start of the last quarter really drove the knife into the Port Adelaide supporters back, and then they fought back, but Crows just too good. Up by 5 points.
Yep.
Yep. I don't care if we don't talk about it, just
I
had to
didn't
get
see
it out there.
I don't know.
It's a great if as a non-football fan, I think you would have enjoyed it.
Do you think there would be a number of signatures that Australia could put together to have a team removed from the AFL?
No.
Okay. Nathan Wood, Friday afternoon, expected 30 mil of rain Sunday. Am I wasting product getting NSFW or Duke down this afternoon?
Where?
New
Here?
South fucking Wales, mate.
If you get it down now and it has ample time to dry on the leaf, NSFW or Duke will be fine.
Clint Osborne says, what's the current golf handicaps, fellas?
Good question.
I think mine's 36 or 38. I still hold flag rounds from 2015 and 2016 when I started playing golf.
7.3.
And I've decided that it's not something I want to invest any time into currently. Once we are turning over $500 million per annum Australian, I will start playing golf again. The sim's separate. I can use the sim whenever I want. But going out and wasting fucking 4.1 hours on golf, I don't have that time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's right. Or if everyone I care about dies, then I've got 2 free days a week. They're the 2 options.
Mm-hmm.
Combination of the both, I'm going to do some fucking really rude shit in Europe. So remember that, people that I care about. Stay alive, otherwise I'm going to do bad things. Lucky you guys don't have to play in bloody Darwin. It was only 31 degrees. Oh my God, they're fucking professional athletes. I saw that. They're like, oh, they have to have extended breaks. Like, shut the fuck up. What do they get paid a year? $1 million to
Not
kick
all
a
of
fucking
them.
leather ball? That's not even straight?
That's a
Oh my God.
that's a duty of care in place by the AFL.
It's a sport. You don't
Yeah.
need a duty of care. It's
You
like
do need-
boxing.
you do need a duty
when
of
you
care.
when you've got boxing and it's hot, you just can't punch them in the face, just on the shoulders. Shut the fuck up. You fucking football players. Get the fuck over it.
Boxing's in a controlled environment though, inside.
Stupid. Not all of them. I've seen outdoor boxing matches. Kimbo Slice. You know, rest in peace. All right. I'd sign one to remove Geelong, GWS, and St Kilda, North, Gold Coast, and Adelaide. That's Nate Extreme.
That's like there's like 4 top.
That's the 6 of the top 8.
Yeah, I was going to say there's like 4 or 5 top 8
I'm going
sides
to take
there.
a punt and say that Nate Extreme's team's probably sitting in like maybe 10th or 12th at the moment.
Or has lost to all those teams.
Yep, in
this year.
prelims. Talk about prelim losses. Jesus Christ, Adam. We'll line up. Nathan Wood said, just finished watching every potty. I'm only 85% sure why you started the hub. Can you please confirm already? Fuck.
There's actually a video ad at the moment. about it.
There was. And old mate fucking, what would you call him? Like parental advisory commission over here is just like, I don't think you should really say that because we're trying to make it this. And so I'll give you the fucking.
So Dylan doesn't want us to tell the truth? Okay.
No, Dylan didn't think that it was probably the best ad for me to say, all right, we'll start from scratch. Am I
Say how you said it to me that first.
Am I interrupting you?
No.
You're all good?
I'm
We can do this in 20 minutes when Jonesy's bladder finally gives in if you want.
I'm also 99% sure we've covered it on a podcast, but we can go into
Well,
it
this
again.
bloke, and this is really shocking of you to call one of our, like, he's watched
No,
every pod.
I-
You're calling him a liar.
No, because it was one of my
He
questions.
said 85% sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was one of my questions in the earlier podcast.
Okay.
But anyway, it doesn't matter.
So,
We can go on.
in sometime around 2016, 2017, I owned WaterPro only, and we had one shop in Kent Town. And I, being the, I guess, young and energetic business owner that I was looking for multiple ways to try and grow WaterPro. And I'd recently met Gary Vee, and I was following a lot of his content. Gary Vee is an entrepreneur based in the US who really is the reason we're sitting here right now, because I wouldn't have started a podcast. I wouldn't have done media. I wouldn't have a media team. I probably wouldn't have invested as much in Lawnhub. And so I was looking at different markets for influencer marketing and growth and Facebook ads and all that kind of thing. And I stumbled across a Facebook page who had about 7,000 likes, and they were in the lawn space. They were sharing photos of lawn, and it was written really funny by one of the partners of the page. Yes.
In today's like count, how much would 7,000 likes be in today's?
On Facebook?
On Facebook.
Probably more.
Mm.
I think it's a lot harder to get to.
Like, are we talking like 30 or 40,000 likes?
Like, I'd say
just for
it was a really big page quickly for that. I'd say, I guess the conversation goes to at the end of, they're at 100,000 now. So they were 7% into their full growth, but it moved quick.
Mm-hmm.
And a page it was just a fan page, so it wasn't a private page or a group. It had 7,000 likes, and it was moving quick. Like, it probably went from like 1 to 5 to 7, and I caught because I was spending a lot of time watching what was going on, and I was like, interesting. So I messaged the owner of the page, or I messaged the page not knowing who the owner was, and said, hey, we would love to sponsor some posts. Give you $100 to post something saying, if you need irrigation water pros who I use, blah, 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 or sponsor a video or whatever it was. And they were like, yeah, cool, let's do that. I don't know how that works, but we'll do it. So sponsored page, did some of that shit, built a relationship. That page grew to 100,000, and the owner of the page decided they wanted to build a fertilizer, direct-to-consumer fertilizer brand. And I was like, okay, cool, that makes sense. So we agreed to sell that fertilizer brand in WaterPro. So we were selling 1 litre and 5 litre liquids times 4. And I don't think there was granular at the time. That was getting big, and this person didn't, in their own words, didn't have strong business acumen. That person came to me and said, hey, would you help me? I'm not sure what I'm doing. I need some support in running the business. I'll happily give you ownership of the business. I was like, that's fine, I can do that. And he offered 20% equity in the company. And my first piece of advice was 20 is too much, give me 10. I don't want to do physical work. I don't want to pack orders. I don't want to do accounting, but I'll come to meetings. I'll give you advice and kind of help you out. Cool. Shook hands. The person was in a job in South Australia, which I would consider one that my parents told me that I should trust growing up, similar to a doctor, and just not as educated. And that was it. So we carried on, and the business grew, and there was a point where we valued it at a number. And out of the blue, he contacted me and said, if you still want to be involved with your 10% equity, you need to give me 10% of the value of the company, which at the time was, I would have had to pay him $14,000. And I was like, what the fuck? No. And he's like, well, if you want to be involved, that's the deal. I'm like, we had a deal. And he's like, have you got a contract? And I'm like, well, the way I was brought up, a handshake is stronger than a contract. And he's like, well, you've got nothing, then too bad. So the next day, I think this was sometime January 2018, I think we looked at, because we had to produce documents for it when we were trying to fight to keep our trademark on our logo, when one of Australia's largest fertilizer companies tried to fucking trademark Lawnhub over the top of me. I started Lawnhub. And so what was the question? Why it started? That's why it started. Because as much as the lady that supports me with my mental health is trying to send me down a different path, I am someone who is kind to everyone and gives everyone the benefit of the doubt, and will do anything for a lot of people and support the people around me. But if you fuck me, it might take 20 years, it might take 40 years, it might take the rest of my life. I might actually even pass on the vengeance to my children, but I will get you back. And so that's where Lawnhub's come from. And we are forecasting to do just under $9 million of turnover this year. So we've turned it from 0 to 9 in 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the story. Any questions? You can't use that as an ad, can you? It's too long.
It was long, but it was also less aggressive. When it's
More PC.
Animated?
maybe animated, quick to the point of.
Oh yeah, there was that in there. It wasn't really PC, was it? But
I just think that too many people in business get away with screwing people over and they just say, oh, it's just business. You know how it is. I fucking hate that because it's not just business. Businesses are owned by humans and they are employing humans. And when you fuck a business, you fuck the humans that are in the business. And so I don't know if you've watched Billy Madison.
Mm-hmm.
He fell over right at the end. Business ethics. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this bad habit of getting involved in things when the ledger of morality is out of balance. And to be fair, it's what my perception of the moral ledger is. So it might be wrong, but I believe that my moral compass is in line with the majority more than the minority. I don't know. Happy to be called out on that. But yeah, so Nathan Scadesbrook, this is why I have a man crush on Clint, spelled in capitals. Just don't tell him. Okay, we'll keep it quiet, just between you and Jonesy. Nate Extreme, I'm a dog supporter. I have an underlying hate for all of them except North and the Suns. They're just shit. Fun fact, Nate Extreme, I have 3 children. One of them goes for the Crows, one of them goes for Port, and one of them goes for the Western Bulldogs. How funny is that?
Yeah. I mean, what, 90, 98? If you're holding a grudge still from 98, that's, you know, maybe. But then, hey, at least the doggies get to play Crows at Marvel rather than going down to Ballarat.
Yeah, at least.
Of a crowd of 12 people.
What the fuck that means?
You know, so the fixture for round 16 to 23 was released yesterday.
As in it hadn't been released prior?
The who they were playing was released, but not the time and the date. Right?
Why?
I don't know.
Money. It's money. The answer.
Well, it's from it's stemmed from 2 things: COVID, and the other one I think that they've leveraged on is they do it in some sports where they can manipulate the fixture to have standalone games, have shift games from maybe a capacity holding of 30,000 to 100,000, so more people can go watch all that sort of shit, which I understand, right? But the tickets haven't been released. So the other day when I was talking about, I'm going to go to Melbourne, that's what I was waiting for, the fixture. And I naturally assumed that, the tickets will be available. Tickets still aren't available. So I'm like, fuck, just release the tickets, man. So
are you saying that maybe this tiny sport that's only played in one country might not be being managed very well?
It's not being managed well at all.
Hang on. Would you say that the current CEO is not as good as the previous CEO?
I would say that they've all had their moments, but I'm not. You're not across it because your brain's too full of important shit. But at the start of the week,
At the start of the week. What's today?
Friday.
Okay.
At the start of the week, there was on the weekend there was an incident where a player went down, and it was found out at a later time that the umpires discussed with themselves through their headpiece to say he's not in danger. The ball's been moved downfield. All good. Once play stops, he can be attended. And he was taken off, right? The AFL has asked for a please explain as to why the game wasn't stopped, right? But then there was a miscommunication that it was relayed back to the AFL. The umpires had no idea someone was hurt, right? So the media's gone fucking mental. The AFL's gone mental. Was it the commissioner, the woman? She's gone mental. And then she's gone...
What's the relevance to her being a woman?
No, she's part of the...
She's the commissioner.
She's part of why the umpire group copped so much shit. But then this voice...
Who's she employed by?
The AFL.
So she's the AFL commissioner?
I think so, yeah.
That seems like a stupid job. That doesn't... Like, commissioners usually only exist in government departments. All right, sorry, carry on.
Anyway, or whatever her role is.
Chief Happiness Officer?
Then the audio came out from the radio broadcasters because they have access to
the
umpires' recordings because they get access to it during the game.
They're part of the media.
And they're like, what you're saying is false and incorrect. And oh my God, it was just a fucking turmoil. And now the AFL is just throwing the umpires under the bus. So what I'm getting to is the umpiring this week, fuck knows what we're going to get. Fuck knows.
I did catch something last night because Jack was watching Brisbane Hawthorn.
Gold Coast Hawthorn.
Yep, Brisbane and Gold Coast are the same team as far as I knew. And they said there's been 19 free kicks in the first quarter, and the season average is 36.
30, yeah. Well, it might have increased, but it was 34 a couple of weeks ago.
So, yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know what we're going to get umpiring-wise this week. The umpiring in the
Are you
first half...
suggesting that we should have artificial intelligent
No,
umpires?
absolutely not. The umpiring
that was my idea.
in the first half of the showdown was fucking deplorable. Second half, much better.
Here's one for you. Do they still play NAB Cup?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Well, I was going to say that could be a good opportunity next year to bring out AI umpires and just give it a run.
Yeah, they just play like internal.
And one hand, one bounce marks. Hey? Fucking that would be cool.
I think they should bring the NAB Cup back or the Wizard Cup back in the day.
To play their cards right, it could be the Lawnhub Cup.
Just a round robin event. Don't have to be as long quarters.
Yeah, like just basically everyone have a shot hand passing it through a small hole and whoever gets
like
the most
Auskick.
in.
Yeah, they can all play on the same oval, all 16 teams or 18 teams. Yeah.
Then go to HQ afterwards and then just drag a bunch of people across the parklands.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mudge said, who was the first person to follow the Lawnhub page? And I think he's probably asking because it was probably him.
Probably.
And I think what happened is I created Lawnhub and I got all my IP in order.
Mm-hmm.
And then he saw it as a suggested page, but it had no followings. And I think he was just like, oh, this is interesting. And then I think at some point he's like, fuck off, is that you? I'm like, I think that's... Anyway, Mudge will tell a better story. I'm not taking notes, but what's this? Menina, I am taking notes not to fuck with Clint. Oh, yeah. But also, Menina, as you know, and you're an amazing human being, I'll help you with anything you want. You want exposure, you want support, you need help. I
referenced Menina's work in one of our comments the other week. We were copping fucking hate from this, I don't know what you'd call them, but they would align themselves with the very far left.
These are the kind of people that might go protest out the front of a veterinary clinic and then lose their house.
Tash Peterson, fucking loser. Yeah, and I referenced Menina and what she does for biodiversity, linked the podcast that you had with her. And, that comment got massive support from a lot of people, but the person that replied back just wasn't having a bar of it. So it was their way or no way, and that's what I fucking hate. That's what I hate about the left. Isn't that right, Dylan?
You're so politicist. Got a question about turf farming. This is from Adrian Kozowski. I'm sorry, man. How on earth do they treat weeds in lawns that are constantly establishing? Do they use pre and post emergence, and why doesn't this impact the growth of the new turf?
If I'm being honest, have absolutely no idea. That'd be a very good discussion point for someone from a turf farm to get on.
Interestingly went to a masterclass on Tuesday night that was hosted by the turf farm.
Oh, there you go. It's like a prompted question.
I don't have the answer.
You were giving out tickets. Ask this during the podcast, please.
Definitely throw me up a pie. I don't know the answer, but what I did find interesting is it takes them 4 years to establish a paddock. So I know that, and the turf farm are going to love this one, so you can clip this and use it for whatever you want, but not all turf farms are created equal. And there are, I think it's OzGap or something, but they have, that's probably not it. That's probably some kind of fucking export grant or some shit. But there's certain standards that certain turf farms need to have if they want to sit underneath the Lawn Solutions banner, and they get audited around lots of different things, which include pest and disease and weed ingress. I would say that it's because they're so big, there's probably not weeds coming in. I don't know, I don't think they bring soil in. I think they just keep getting the turf farms just becoming one of those well,
the one around the corner here does.
They'd have weeds blowing in from here, but
yeah, but I meant in terms of bringing the soil down.
But I'd say that they probably, there's a couple of things. One, they probably don't use pre-emergent. I wouldn't suggest. They may spray for broadleaf and that kind of thing, bulk spray before they harvest, because all they really need to do is make sure that there's no weeds before they harvest. I don't know, but I can find out.
It'd be a very fine line management wise if they were to spray, obviously, and then they could also just use herbicides that don't have residual effect. So once it's come in contact with the leaf, that's it. That's the end of the cycle. There's no laying around in the soil.
And you got to be careful how you answer this, but something like a NSFW, as much as it's not an advertised thing, it can have a longer term.
Well, the label does suggest that it's got residual effects in the soil for 12 weeks, which may inhibit root and seed germination. So if they were, obviously, if you were to apply NSFW or equivalent product and then harvest that turf, it may then have problems or encounter trouble re-establishing in that time frame. So if they use something like dicamba, for example, which to my knowledge doesn't have anything residual in the soil, it's just all one touch.
We will find out.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'll give Chloe a buzz and suss it out. But yeah, that was interesting. So anyway, the turf farm hold themselves to a higher standard than other turf farms, and they get audited and they have to keep to certain standards around a lot of different things. I couldn't explain it. I'm sure that if you go on their website, it'll explain it. But it was interesting, even for me, who's been around turf for as much as I have, just to hear some stuff that I hadn't heard around management of their supply chain and how long it takes to grow things and the development of turf. And
the 4 years that I did know, because
well, then you wouldn't have learned anything.
The 4 years is interesting because it just puts things into perspective of, you know,
forecasting.
Well, that and in your own home lawn, if you encounter a bare area, it's not gonna fix itself in
well,
a week.
They basically said that they put like a tiff tuff in a chipper and just blow out stolons and then
up it comes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
up that Kazali.
That part of the whole is so interesting.
You know, they're not selling Sir Grange anymore
in
the
SA.
turf farm. I think there's a farm, but not the turf farm.
Yeah.
So they had so many issues with people not looking after it, and then it died,
and then with their 10-year guarantee,
and they had to replace it, and it was just a fucking absolute tornado of shit.
Yeah, and without speaking to them directly, I don't know, but yeah, apparently Buffalo's when we went up to, where did we go? Brisbane, up there. I was having a chat with one of the local turf farmers up there, and yeah, they were saying that Buffalo is costs the most in times of term, in cost of like time and inputs.
Well, that's why it sells at a higher rate, right?
Yeah, well, it does sell at quite a high rate, but yeah, I just, you know, and they were saying if they weren't under certain restrictions, they just wouldn't sell it. They'd just sell kike instead, kike and cooch.
Yep. All right, back to the questions. I hope that answers your question, Adrian. It probably didn't, but it gave you a bit of a closer answer. Jack Chapo, the Sir Walter Buffalo was doing well this season, but a little bit ordinary towards the end of a hot, dry spell. Any reason why the Kikuyu is appearing off the beers and gummies, Clint? So do I need to spray it? I don't understand.
I thought it was Buffalo and then it's turned to kike.
It was Sir Walter Buffalo was doing well. A little bit ordinary toward the end. This is Jack Chapo, so you might know I think he's assuming you remember every lawn that we talk about, but you should. Any reason why the Kikuyu is appearing? So Kikuyu is coming through as Buffalo. Well, because it's a more aggressive and hardier turf that will grow with different circumstances, more challenging circumstances.
Variety of situations.
Off the beers and gummies, Clint. So do I need to spray it?
There's a lot going on there. And look, to be honest, if we use South Australia as an example, things got very tough there towards the back end of the season because it was so hot, it was so dry. We didn't get any rainfall for 3 months. Soil compacts, soil reacts, everything, you know, everything that happens here in South Australia isn't just limited to here. Obviously, it happens across Australia. And I think it was just a really tough season, you know, for lawn in general, because even, you know, the outskirts of Adelaide Oval on the first 2 or 3 rounds of the footy was looking a bit lackluster, and they've got one of the best facilities in the world, and they were struggling at some points of areas of turf as well. So, yeah, I would just say it's just been a fucking tough year. And that's the Black Hawk that's been flying all day today.
Is it a Black Hawk?
I don't know. I just kept saying Black Hawk.
It looked like a Westpac chopper with black paint.
Yeah, black and red paint, yeah. He's been doing loops
Are we
all
giving
day.
shit away at 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
You
King
got the
Chrome
numbers
Tool
this
Crew.
time?
Yeah, he's got the numbers.
I was pretty drunk last week when you were doing it. I don't know if you picked that up.
Nah, not at all.
I went to Penfolds at McGill Estate and had I did a 3-day juice fast, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Did a great job.
Woke up
Well done.
Friday and had a bowl of grapes and some yogurt, and then we drove to Penfolds and I had a 4 or 5 course chef's prepared degustation with matched wines. Just fucking got parrot. How's your juice fast? Yeah, it was good. Then went home and drank a bunch of crafties and instead of had a wood marshmallow fire thingo going on and had some baked potatoes. It was good.
Fuck, the toilet would have been running over time.
The house smelled a little bit like smoke. So yeah. Jack Chapo said, "Does $9 million get me a day on the boat, Clint?" Episode 7.
Oh yeah, remember when you said we're going to give away a boat?
Jack Chapo's got AI like drilling into all of them. What we can give away a boat, but I don't understand. Does it get me a day on the boat? As in, are you going to buy $9 million? What should we do? Should we give away a boat next year? Boats are fucking expensive, dude.
It's all to well, we'd need a license for that anyway.
I already paid the lawyers to draw up the conditions. I think we've even paid for it. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just autistic. Sorry.
ASMR?
Yeah. I used this today to clean my screen actually.
Yeah.
It's good.
What is that thing?
It's a like dust buster
No, that thing.
thing. That's your 90 years rainbow plaque.
I think everyone got one of these.
Oh. This is using the 100,000 number correctly.
What were we at? I saw about 117 or 118,000 yesterday.
Yeah. It's crazy.
She's going to take a while to get to $1 million.
I came on a hub order 8,500
Really?
or something. Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What number did you come on? Your dad
Yeah, senior.
said, hey, I've just tuned in from doing my retirement duties. I don't know what the fuck that is. Probably getting a blood test or a
Cleaning the house or
yeah,
something.
like an anal exam or some shit.
Mm.
Where is Dylan? He was great last week. So I'm guessing if he's asking, then he's saying Dylan's better than me because you are always here.
Mostly. I think I've missed two podcasts.
Greg Jones. That's a shame about Sir Grange. It looks like an absolute goated grass. That's extreme.
It does take a while to establish too. That I think, people see the end result and they want it now, but unfortunately things take time. And that is actually mentioned in the Lawnhub book about zoysia. So made some massive inroads on that today as well.
How much are we charging for it again?
Free.
Free.
Completely free.
For everyone?
For everyone.
Even people you hate?
Yeah, even people I hate. Because they'll download it.
And then they copy it.
Well, no, this is what I'm thinking.
Actually, don't say what you're going to call the book because we don't want everyone to release the same book at the same time.
I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll make it a free product on the website, but then you have to put your email address in to get it, right?
And maybe we could call it Weed and Feed Pack.
Something like that.
What do you reckon?
T minus 5 days.
And then we could go get like, I don't know, bow and arrow. And then like we'll just fucking go try and, I don't know what we'll do is we'll just copy Lawnhub and we'll get bow and arrow and we'll get whatever 3-way is and we'll just do Weed and Feed Pack.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool.
But then forgot where I was going.
Sorry, I have that effect on people.
Completely free product on the website. Download it so we get your email address. Oh, and then people will read it and criticize us, and then people will be criticizing it, sharing it, and then we'll get more exposure, and then people will read it and go, oh, fuck, I didn't know that. I'm going to buy a Lawnhub.
Yeah. PJ says, is Lawnhub a spite store? Larry David. I don't know. I think that's, I don't know what Larry David's from. Is that, what's that show? Yep. Is your microphone on? Curb your enthusiasm. VJ said, did you consider involving bikies? No, I did not. Dylan Butler, short version for an ad. If you get stiffed like I did, stand up and bend your competition over. Oh, God, imagine doing that.
Good goal for Dylan. Hello, good sir.
Skazer says, I'm heading to Adelaide border on Monday. This is just a pointless FYI.
Not border town.
I don't know, but I'm leaving Adelaide Monday, so I won't see you. Nate Extreme, I was at the 98 prelim. I was 9 years old and I cried.
Yeah, to be fair, I nearly cried in 2017 when the Crows lost the flag, so I don't blame you.
I don't know that it's healthy that the losses of a sport that you're not playing or involved in any capacity should hurt you in any emotional capacity.
But I'm a supporter. That's how I'm involved.
Yeah. I don't know. What would Andrew Tate say?
Harden up, pussy.
No, he'd say, "What are you doing wasting your time watching other people succeed, you fucking loser?"
Yeah, but then also at the same time, I'm not on like massive charges that could ruin my life as well. You know.
Nah, he's fine.
Well, he
That's
hasn't
all
been
fucking fake news. Hang on a sec. You're just talking to me about how the media blow out the AFL. What do you think they did about him?
He's still facing those charges though. He just hasn't been convicted, right? Doesn't he still got a date to?
Nah, he's fine. I think it'll go away.
I think he'll be fine. We were actually talking about Andrew Tate the other day around the dining table.
PJ Curb Your Enthusiasm, season 10, episode 10.
Jesus, wow.
Someone's got the internet.
We're actually discussing the book at lunchtime, weren't we, Dylan? We were saying that we're going to.
I hope it was your lunch break.
Yeah, well, we were all eating. Yeah. Anyway, we said that we're going to get the Lawnhub book before we get GTA 6. And then I changed to what I said, and will be some reiterations of it. So I think I'll complete this part where I'm up to, which is currently, I think, 5,500 words, which is on over about 30 odd pages. I'll send that off to you guys, and you can pretty it up, and then I can get started on the next lot. So then we have something.
Do you reckon I could have one done in the next 10 minutes?
Yeah, you could. But I made a point last week that this is not been created using AI.
Yep.
All the AI that I've used is for grammar, spelling, and I got it to make a table for me, like a graph. That's all. The rest has all been written.
My stuff's being written.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. That's how you choose to do that sort of stuff. I use ChatGPT for other things, but for this,
ChatGPT's for losers. Where's my phone?
Well, I purposely didn't mention the one that you.
Yeah, because I want to get my affiliate fucking codes. Yeah, get me my 500 free tokens.
Yeah.
Is this even my handle? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Jonesy. Stop interrupting yourself.
Oh, soz.
Stop talking while I'm interrupting you.
Soz.
Oh, I got a message from Mrs. Adams. What do we got here? Oh, fuck yeah. Old mate Jack, my son. Old mate Jack got a positive behavior record on his. So everything's digital now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, when your kids aren't at school, every lesson, they'd fucking sign him into every lesson. What a fucking nerd.
So that's a duty
He got a
of care.
positive behavior award for assisting the teacher with running errands. Thanks, Jack. You're going to get bashed.
Oh, Jesus.
We had a parent-teacher interview yesterday. I will talk about this in a sec because I wanted to see his teacher because I'll try to use appropriate language, but Jack was complaining about not being able to finish his work because his teacher spends so much time explaining to the R-word kids
Disruptive
in his class.
kids.
He used the R-word.
That's fine.
Reckless, if you fucking know what I mean. And so they're not allowed to start the work until everyone in the class understands what's going on. So if a class goes for fucking 40 minutes, he's sitting there for 20 minutes just watching this teacher try to explain to these absolute fucking broken condoms.
On that, I'm assuming they don't work. Are they working off a sheet?
Computers.
Oh, could he not just start
He's
the
not allowed to
task?
open the computer because the teacher assumes
That's fucking
if you've
shit.
got your computer open that you're fucking
Yeah, you're
around
fucking
and not
around,
listening.
yeah.
So I said to the teacher, I think the teacher might have been a bit intimidated because I went in there pretty hot.
Fucking no.
No
So they
pleasantries.
wouldn't last here.
This dude was really. I'm like, is he always that uncomfortable, Jack? And he's like, no, I don't know. I'm like, I think a lot of the teachers aren't used to talking to adults because they just sit at the school and tell the kids. And I was being polite, but I just wanted to. I'm like, if he wants to fucking work, because the problem is whatever he doesn't finish, he has to do at night. And he's smart enough to finish it at school. So fuck it, let him finish it at school. And then I said, is there anything else? And he's like, yeah, can you move the kid that's sitting next to me? And I'm like, why? And he's like, he used more language, but I'm like, disruptive? And he's like, yeah. And so I said to him, do you put shitty kids next to Jack because he's good? And he's like, yeah. He goes, you can't put two bad kids next to each other. It makes it worse. I'm like, that's fucked. And he goes, I can't do much about it. Jack.
But what was the response to letting him work?
He's like, I need to explain it to everyone. And to be fair, some of the stuff that Jack did wrong was because he rushes.
Mm-hmm.
And so he missed out. He would have got an award at the assembly, which he was pissed off that he didn't, if he got an A instead of a B+ in one test for the whole term. And it's because he rushed. He didn't actually. And I said, to be fair, I would be rushing too because none of this matters. right? Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Mhm.
Like, no one, it will ever ask Jack if he got an award in his term 1 year 7 high school assembly.
Can't even remember.
No one gives a fuck. So anyway, but yes, good on you, Jack. Don't get bashed. Oh, and then I said to him, don't rat out the kids that are fucking talking in class, because they're the ones that will probably bash you up. So just shut up and sit there and don't get distracted. Fair?
Simples.
Yeah. All right.
3 o'clock.
Fucking hell. Oh, Jack Chapo just clarified. Clint, Bose headphones, drink beers, eat gummies, and use tweezers. Apparently that's how I used to pull kaku out of my buffalo. Yes. How long until we can actually legally take gummies in this fucking state? Who's working on that?
Don't know.
Did you vote for the marijuana party?
I didn't, no.
Well, you're not working on it.
I don't care what people do. People can eat gummies as much as they want.
All right.
As long as they don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle, heavily under the influence.
You just random number. So we're giving away a set of king chrome. Why don't we have the king chrome set up here?
I can go get it. One moment.
Is it worth it?
The 85-piece tool.
Do you tuck your ears into your hat?
That's the headphone.
I don't know about that. I think if you tuck your ears into your hat, you either have to be a motocross rider or unemployed. Or both. All right. What are the numbers, bro? Bro. Yep. 117290. Yep. I need to look that up, don't I? All right. So we're giving away a King Chrome tool set. Get excited. So the last order was 117957. If you're looking to win prizes, this is the best time of year to do it, because we have lower turnover than usual because people are not worried about their lawns right now. What did I say? 117957. 117957. All right. Oh, here we go. Oh, if anyone watched, is this the same set that you used on your video?
No, this is slightly smaller.
Oh, that's what she said. How do I get onto that screen? There we go. Here we are. Here we go. So this will be quick because Dylan came prepared. That's what she said.
It's a nice compact toolkit, actually.
Would you have a fucking durry while you were down there?
I need a drink of water.
How's that dildo? All right. The chopper's back. Gato the chopper.
Gatos, that's what I was screaming.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Okay. So we are giving away a King Chrome tool. Do you want to you can do the sale of the century lady thing?
Only for sale to persons over the age of 18 years. This must have a knife in it. Oh, it does. It's got a knife in it. Scratch that. So.
It's so bad. I don't want to interrupt. Sorry.
No, I think what you were going to say is along the lines of like 30 years ago, the car manual used to tell you how to fix it. Now that tells you not to drink the fucking acid out of the battery.
I was going to say, let people kill themselves and each other, and then the world would have sorted itself out.
Natural selection?
Kind of. Darwin's theory of evolution, but dinosaurs, Bible.
Speaking of dinosaurs, the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer 2 was supposed to come out last night, but it didn't. Anyway.
We'll get that before GTA 6.
We should.
No, we'll get GTA 6 first. I know what's funny. Neither of those comments.
Nah. Anyway, so week 2 of the King Chrome 85-piece portable toolkit. Great piece of kit. Same tools that we use in the video, just not the same tool kit. Lifetime warranty, King Chrome. It's a metric set. Clint, do the honors.
You're a fucking metric set. All right, here we go. 117290, 117957.
Great odds.
That's not the last
No,
number.
it's the right number we checked. Yeah.
117435. Here. 117. Do you need a drum roll? Drum roll? 117435. Hard to see inside. You guys struggling with the light? Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. 117435 is Jay Rimmer. And Jay Rimmer is from the ACT.
Well done, Jay.
Canberra, ACT. Do you know Nathan Scasebrook?
Does everyone know each other in that town?
That's the kind of question you'd ask someone from the ACT.
Yeah.
Do you know Nathan?
Congratulations. You are getting an 85-piece King Chrome portable toolkit sent
And this
to your
won't
door.
surprise anyone, but he bought a liquid weed and feed pack.
How many orders has
First order.
First order. Congratulations.
And if you guys are anyone out there looking to start up a successful lawn care business, anything with lawn or pro or green or turf or supplies, go get the domain. Sell weed and feed packs. You'll probably be able to get bow and arrow from anyone, and you'll fucking kill it. If you want some ad assets, go to Facebook Lawnhub page and just go to About. You'll see all our ads there. Put that into AI.
Hit screen record.
Control C, Control V.
There you go. Just set up a business.
Just you built yourself out 100,000.
I was getting ads for another one that started up.
I know. I'm seeing them all now.
During the week.
It makes me laugh.
It does. It does make me laugh. I think there's also some questions on Insta from the story. Is that correct?
He asked them before.
No, not the story ones. Because there's one in there. There's a couple in there that weren't asked. And I don't know if that was on purpose, but
the letter J. It was his. He had a full name, but I'm trying to keep you got to remember, right?
You said the last name.
Yes, but you don't want to say their full name because it's like when you win Cross Lotto, right? You win a toolkit like that in the ACT specifically. Everyone's coming to your house, and where's your number 10? You're never gonna fucking find it, right? That's why. So he can choose, they can choose, she can choose whether or not they want to share their win with their family and friends, or they can remain anonymous.
Okay. But would you not do the first name, not the last?
Yeah, you probably should. But I thought his name was funny. Rimmer. So I said it.
Okay. Roger that.
Yeah, my mate calls me Rimmy.
not to be staken for Remy.
No, Remy.
The character on Neighbours.
Like Remy. Neighbours? Toadfish.
Toadie, he was back for a couple of episodes. His daughter Nell was on trial for murder.
All right. Can you just pause everything? How the fuck do you know that?
It's a show Angel and I watch. You know how each couple has a show at the moment?
No, that's not a thing.
It's Neighbours and Law and Order
No.
SVU. Yeah. Dylan?
Say it with me. Hashtag.
Hashtag Gawler.
Couples don't have shows.
Yeah, they
right?
do.
No, couples, you're way too early in your relationship. You know what couples do?
we're fucked
one of
then.
them goes into one room and watches a stupid fucking show, and the other one stays in the other room and watches a stupid fucking show, and then they don't talk to each other, and then they slowly drift apart, and eventually one of them has sex with the neighbor.
Okay, so to prevent that from happening, we watch the shows
Watch
together.
No, I think, okay, you do you, man.
It's the, you know what our first show
But you know
was?
the glass ceiling that they complain about? Right?
Glass ceiling.
Yep. The one that women can't break through and get the pays of men.
Well, there's an actual reason for that, but continue.
But so there's a glass ceiling for people that watch Home and Away and Neighbours, and it's not a financial; it's just a genuine success ceiling.
Okay.
So if you want to break through that ceiling, you got to stop watching fucking Neighbours
Well, we will stop watching it
because it's
soon.
finished, right?
Because it's finished, yeah.
As in forever.
Again, forever again. Yeah.
That's a more important fucking petition to sign than fucking getting rid of an AFL team.
You know what our first show was that we first started watching?
Play School.
No. The OC.
Do you know why? Do you want to know why? I can tell you why. Because they met when they were in fucking high school, and he thought he was Misha Barton, or she was. Who were you?
Me?
Yeah, like everyone.
I was the nerdy guy.
Yeah.
What was his name? Seb? Seb?
No one wants to be Dawson with that fucking forehead. Okay. Let's carry on with what's meant to be a Lawnhub podcast. I don't know you anymore.
Seth. Sorry, I was Seth.
I don't know you anymore. I can't have the same relationship with you after knowing that about you. While you're looking that up, Dylan, I'm just going to read, is this even my handle? It was great to go into my local Total Tools in Springfield, Queensland. Maybe that's where The Simpsons is actually from. And it's all been a fucking route. Everyone thinks it's America. And to see the shelf stocked with Lawnhub. That being said, Clint, is it time to pull the hardware stores hate us campaigns now.
Josie, just let me know
As
that
in, don't do them anymore?
the truck hasn't come yet, so this is going now.
All right. So the person, Jay Rimmer, your toolkit's about to get shipped. Nah, we have to run ads that work, and the outrageous ads, like I'm better off being over the top. That's why I act like this in the podcast, because it gets more views. If I was reasonable, like I'm in my normal life, then we wouldn't get the reach that we get.
And some milk.
Yeah.
Huh?
What's going on?
Oh, can you send Josie the hub number?
117435.
Still send it. Thank you.
Sure, remember. What the fuck?
What?
This person got their order delivered today.
That's heaps good.
So they'll be like, oh, wicked, ready to spray. What? And there's more stuff coming? Man, Lawnhub are amazing. When I grow up, I want to be a Lawnhub. My point is now you're stocked at a hardware shop. No, we're not. We're stocked at a tool shop.
Tool shop.
Hardware shops are places like Crummings, Slider 10, Spanner. What else is there? What's the one on Bingo and Bluey?
Hammer
Spanner Barn.
Mm.
Yeah. No, we're not stocked at hardware stores. We never will be. Ever. Unless I own the hardware store. Then we will.
Clint's Hardware.
No, it'd still be called Bunnings. I just own it. What do you reckon that'd be worth? I might not be able to play golf at 500 million now.
Be worth more than that.
100 billion?
Wouldn't be worth that much.
The buildings alone would be worth that. If I think they
could be
own some of their buildings.
Could be 100 billion. How many stores I got? 260 odd?
Hey, Google, are you listening? What's Bunnings worth?
Yes, I am listening.
How much would
Can I help you today?
Can you stop talking for a bit? You learned from me. How much is Bunnings worth? The whole business. That's how you can help me today.
Nice.
All right, we'll work that out later. Back to the show. Mr. J. Powell, best time to scarify your lawn in Perth. 8 a.m. September 1st.
Yeah, once the weather starts to warm up, I wouldn't do it now unless it's light and you're just looking to thin it out a little bit. I wouldn't go too heavy, but yeah, when growing conditions are much warmer, much more suitable. So what's that, September, October, November?
I just said September 1st. Perth, bro. It's going to be beautiful in Perth on September 1st. It's going to be like 26. Birds are singing. Fremantle Dockers just fucking, they're winning.
Yeah, they're definitely not West Coast, unfortunately.
They're winning.
West Coast is a funny side because they go through massive lulls. Like they'll win a premiership in 3 years.
I shouldn't have brought up AFL. Is this even my handle? Fuck. Is this even my handle? Said potato. Hardware stores are different to the tool stores, and I'll be very clear. The reason that we are partnering with Total Tools and not other companies is because of the structure of their business and their values. So I'm very, very specific about values. Decent temp, ? Mr. J. Power, when it's over 16 degrees in the soil daily. So once you start
36 combined. Yeah.
the soil temp.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I've done a Clint again to Clint. I'll stop.
But yeah, when the combined temperature, the nighttime and the daytime are totaling 36, so you might have 16 and 20, 16 at night 20, or 13 and 23, that kind of thing, then you're good to go. We chose to work with Total Tools because of the structure of their business. So all the stores are independent franchise stores. Some are part owned by a corporate, but the reality is most of them are owner-manager or owner-run, well-trained, professional, and they don't have a tendency to bend us over like we've heard some crazy stories about hardware shops doing to small businesses. So, yeah. I use the word hardware because I have different levels of comfort around litigation.
Now more so than ever?
Now more so than ever, yeah. That's it. All right. What else do we got here? We had a heap of questions. What's that?
Instagram?
The ones you've got?
Yep.
Fire away, dildo.
We got some Instagram from our story.
Where's my mouse?
got two from Darren Schwartz. You guys sell or use pigment during winter?
We don't sell nor use. Well, I don't use.
I use Blazon.
You use Blazon. We mix with roots and shoots.
Good luck
and
getting
others.
some of that.
The only thing, we could probably do it as long as it doesn't require registration. Is we could buy bulk of it and put it into
it's
little
just not worth
bottles,
it.
but it's just not
enough cells.
Um,
Well, I don't know that, but I assume that
and we've discussed it before, but
it's fake tits.
it just doesn't. But fake tits can look good.
True.
Pigment, if it's overdone or if it's underdone, it just looks silly. You need to get it just right, just like Goldilocks and the porridge. Just got to get it just right. It's a very hard measurement.
Jack Chapo said the podcast with the Royal Adelaide Golf Curator was the best. Were you there, Clint? No, but I can tell you that he wouldn't have been on that podcast if it wasn't for me. So how's get fucked sound? Anyway,
So yeah, maybe if there's we may look at selling pigment, green pigment, if there's a generic brand that isn't aligned with another lawn care company that sells online.
spell generic.
Generic.
I need more drinks.
GENERIC, generic.
I do feel like getting drunk. What is with that? Is that biological?
I think it's called like wants and needs, desires.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your second question, Dylan?
Considering we are heading into dormancy, should I wait until?
You can use Monument whenever the weeds that it targets are actively growing. So winter grass, broadleaf weeds, those sorts of things.
Will it stun the other grass?
Not if it's
Those choppers are getting closer.
not if it's a
That's a plan.
variety of lawn that you can use it on.
Okay. Just checking.
He's actually got three.
Oh, it's got three.
He's busy. How much water does Tiff Tuff need during?
It's a great question.
6 mil.
Clint's pulled 6 mil out of his bum.
Why don't you get Nathan from Royal Adelaide Golf Course to come and answer the question?
Well, most of their fairways get a bit waterlogged. So
I wasn't here.
yeah, that's fine. But I think watering this winter is going to be interesting. We were talking the other day that, Matt asked Gervo turn his irrigation off when really he shouldn't have.
No, his lawn's dead.
Now his lawn's struggling. So I think it's going to be it's going to be a management process, and you're just going to have to watch the weather, watch your soil and watch your lawn. If it's looking a bit dry, then you're going to have to water it. Now, does that mean you got to give it 25 mil a week? I'm not sure because you've got a very
I've reseeded my patches.
water tolerant grass variety in a sand base. So, like Adelaide Oval after the showdown, they started watering the centre square, so I think it's going to be a real management process. I don't know what the forecast is looking like this winter because I'm starting to just not believe them anyway. So I think you're just going to have to play it week by week if I'm being honest.
You do realise that the forecast is them trying to predict what's going to happen.
I get it.
In a natural environment.
I just feel like when I was a kid growing up, maybe I was more gullible, but I just used to believe them. I just don't believe them anymore.
Do you think that the rivalry between Port and Crows is the best showdown or like I guess derby in the country?
By the length of the Flemington Straight.
Is it
Absolute
because
mile.
of how close it's been?
Yeah, well, what is it? It's
29, 28?
29, 28. And
You think I don't know anything?
there's a lot of, and I'll use the word hatred because there's a lot of hatred between supporters, and the Port fans have their opinion on how Adelaide Football Club was created, and someone who sits on the other side of the fence, there's another club that's trying to take the history of another club, so it can go both ways. They both hate each other. They were talking on Triple M, your friend of mine, Tex. They hate each other.
He genuinely hates people.
They're two clubs that genuinely hate each other. The Western Derby is probably a very close second.
What other derbies are there?
So you got West Coast Fremantle.
Because would you consider like the Collingwood Carlton or Richmond Collingwood and that shit? Because it's not. That's just a VFL problem, right?
You can, but it's not so much. They're very much so VFL
And
clubs.
Brisbane Gold Coast.
Well, that's the Q Clash, and
Is that what they called it? The Q Clash.
The Q Clash.
Fucking
yeah.
hell! Marketing department was on holidays that day. Jesus Christ!
And
Who did that? Who the fuck called it? Q Clash.
Queensland Clash. I know. Well, what would you call it?
I would probably spend a bit more time on it than just answering it. Like if I answered it that quickly, that's what happened.
Okay, yeah.
Or
and
Qantas
then
got involved.
And then
I will sponsor it. We'll call it the Q Clash.
No, I
Put
think
the big
I
Q
think-
logo on the back.
Aren't all the teams got a Virgin deal? Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's a discussion. I don't know. All I ever see is people flying Virgin with the AFL, but that doesn't matter. And then you've got
It's half the fucking price for the same service.
I don't really know what they call Sydney and GWS because there was a thing there during the week about calling it the Battle of the Bridge, but they're both on the same side of the bridge, so that doesn't matter. So that doesn't really make sense. I don't know what they call it, but yeah, it's the Showdown and then the Western Derby. They're the two that are closer to each other. The rest can go fight for themselves.
All right. I'm sorry I asked. Cool.
No, but
This
just to
is-
reiterate,
We have a question here from
we hate each other.
Matt King. He said, Clint just struggling with the lighting while wearing sunnies. Matt King also said, can you please, he didn't say please, I'm adding that because I'm trying to make him more polite than he has been, explain the jar test. He did say please, I'm a fuckhead, sorry. What is the exact process for it? Like how long does it need to be there? Does it need to sit? What are we looking for? What does a good or bad jar test look like?
So that's a great question.
I don't think we've ever been asked that question.
No.
So if we were giving out prizes for good questions, you would have won a prize.
So imagine this has a clear cut, massive hole in the top. We'll do a jar test. So we've added some water and then we're adding products together. Shake it up.
Well, hang on. It's got an open top. How are you going to shake it up?
That's a great question. So get a stirrer, like a paint stirrer, and mix it together.
Put it in one of those things that spins.
Yes. What you're looking for is cloudiness. So if it gets all cloudy and it becomes much thicker, so obviously water's
Viscosity.
viscosity is very, very loose.
It has a low viscosity.
Has a low viscosity. If you start mixing products and it starts to get it turns to jelly, then you know that's
if the
not
viscosity increases.
it turns to jelly. That's obviously not a great mixing product. In terms of how long you wait, you should only ever make enough product to spray what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to spray one lawn, then if it takes 10 minutes to spray that lawn, then I would look at just go mixing and go, all right, is that going to be okay for 10 minutes in a worst case scenario? If it's all good, happy days. If it starts to get like real gluggy, jelly, very thick viscosity, then you know that's not going to work. But you'll generally know if products can't be mixed together almost instantaneously.
Spell instantaneously.
No.
Hashtag
Gawler. Yeah,
all right.
that's going in the book. We'll add that.
Yeah.
Jar test.
You know what you should do? You should put it in the book and
Video.
I was going to say that. I was going to say something else, but I can't yet. But you could do a jar test here.
Oh, yes, we
Later.
could. Yes. Yeah, fuck, it's going to be so good.
Some might say we're going to fucking throat it.
Yes, all the way to the back.
So, VJ says, are you guys worried about Trump tariffs on Lawnhub products? Are you worried?
I'm not worried.
I am also not worried for a couple of reasons. One, Trump's tariffs were perfect timing for us because, as I've said before, and I might not have said it live, but I think I have, it's just the start of a negotiation. And by the time all of the dust settles, it will align perfectly with when we are ready because that's how my life works. I'm also a massive believer that you can't control what happens to you, only how you react to it. So we will deal with it when we get there. If the tariffs are so high that we cannot export products from Australia to the US, then we will find a way around. And it might mean that the products go through a third-party country to avoid that, such as Mexico. And it might also mean that we just manufacture them in a different country. We haven't got there yet, but it doesn't concern me. Shit gets thrown at us all the time. Like WaterPro had water restrictions added to it. You know, you can't sell certain things. You have to deal with it. You can't control that. You can only be really good. Actually, to be honest, especially in a world where if everyone else was doing the same, I would welcome tariffs because it would make it harder for less skilled business people. I think it's been too easy for a long time, and you can tell that by the amount of fucking lawn care businesses there are now. But I think we need some challenges, and I welcome a bit of a financial crisis and a bit of a downturn and a bit of a collapse and a bit of some tariffs and some fucking slapping in the face, because I am a better leader when times are tough, and at the moment it's not. And I get like, that's when I'm like, ooh, let's go drink some fucking beers. So Dylan sent through a question from Instagram from Chloe Hardy at 96. Thoughts on my Lawn Co rescue dog urine repair gimmick ?
I don't think it's a gimmick. There's obviously a market there for it, targeted specifically for that use. I had a look at the SDS to sort of gauge an understanding of what it is, but there's proprietary information there that's not released, which is fine because we've got some that are the same. If from watching the videos, reading the description, to me it appears to be a nitrogen product with some wetting agent or a penetrant mixed with some dye. So the dye obviously covers the color loss, and the nitrogen is for the recovery, and the penetrant, whatever it is, pushes the urine through the soil. So I don't think it's a gimmick. Obviously I can't remember his name now, but the 2 years worth of testing that he's done obviously means that it's done something, and something's better than nothing. I do think that maybe there could be a bit more of a focus put on the actual recovery time, which is, I think is 4 weeks or so. So it's not an instant fix, and it takes time, just like you would if you were mixing roots and shoots with water. Exactly the same result. It's just going to take time. But yeah, I think there's definitely a market for that. And for a first product of his, I don't think it's a bad product at all. So good on him. Brendan. Is it Brendan? I want to get this right now.
The Tool Shed is watching live and says, hey, fellas. Hello, how are you, mate? How's your lawn going? I bet it's fucking nice and warm down there.
Dave is his name, sorry.
Dave.
Brendan is the Aussie lawn.
Bren Diesel.
We've
got a Brendan now
and
a Brandine. PJ, tariffs already killing businesses. Tariffs to a point, but nothing over the top doesn't make sense. Yeah. I'd be interested to know what tariffs are killing what businesses from what countries, and I'd be interested to know where you're sourcing that information from, if that's from someone you know or if that's just something that you've seen from sensationalized expression of media. But yeah, I guess like ultimately that's really too fucking bad, right? Like America is a sovereign nation and it's chosen its leader, and the leader is making rule changes to protect their citizens. I'm all for that. I had a very detailed conversation today with someone around migration, someone who knows a lot about migration, because I'm trying to understand it a bit more. It's in the country's best interest to choose to interact with the rest of the world in a way that suits the country. Trump is a polarizing character, and a lot of people are challenged by the way he communicates his ideas. I think sometimes that people don't actually understand the idea because they're so outraged by the communication, they don't actually focus on the idea. I think that if you are running a business that can be impacted that heavily by a tariff in the US, then you're probably big enough that you can pivot. I think if you're small enough that the tariff doesn't impact you much, then you don't have a lot of investment. I don't know, but I'd be interested to know what you're referring to. Have you heard of any businesses that have like really been spanked? Like I'm trying to think of like companies that were like putting only into the US, and people I'm talking to have just gone, okay, well we can't sell to the US, we'll sell to Europe, and they just go. Bloop.
If I'm being honest, I haven't been.
This is the kind of stuff that I look at while you're watching Neighbours.
I was literally just thinking that. But that won't be of interest to me until we actually start, going, all right, we need to start talking about getting product into the US. That's when I'll start taking interest.
Yeah, there's not much point worrying about it now.
But, there's other things at play at the moment. Like there was I'm sure there's very keen-eyed people that would have seen on the podcast when you had your board up with the Lawnhub and the Challenger, there was a file there, and if anyone saw it, they would have been very keen-eyed to see exactly.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah,
That's
so,
hilarious.
You know,
Well, they'll be able to watch back.
they would be, and that's taken up a lot of my time because that's important to us as a business here in Australia.
Also, he's not as good as me. It would have taken me like 40 minutes, but.
So sad.
Calm down.
So
I was
sad.
fucking joking.
Nah, it's all right. So that's exciting.
I need to go to the toilet.
Okay.
Don't
Is
worry.
there any other Instagram questions, or is that it?
No, there's nothing there.
I can just talk shit for.
What can we talk about? What
3 or
can you
4
talk
minutes.
about?
I can talk about the book.
Well, I want to know what the question is before I go. It'll determine if I have to run or walk.
My mower won't go on straight. It like crab walks. You need a rear wheel adjustment.
Say that again. I didn't hear any of that.
My mower won't go straight.
Yes.
It like crab walks.
Yes.
Would it need adjustment?
As in like a cylinder mower. If it's a cylinder mower, you may find that you might have some excess thatch as well, and the mower is hovering on top of the surface, on top of the lawn. You may also find that a rear roller adjustment may be in order, which is what the 14-inch here needs majorly, as well as a blade and bed knife cut. If you have a rotary, it might just be the height of cut that you're cutting on, or it might not be even 100%, and it's never going to be 100%, but generally I only find those issues with cylinder mowers. That's why I went straight to a cylinder mower. So things to consider: thatch build up, you may need a rear roller adjustment, which any quality cylinder mower mechanic, sharpeners will be able to do. It's very tedious, and if you don't have the correct tooling in relation to a flat bench, it can be quite difficult to set. I tried setting it on a pallet and it was garbage. So try and do it with a flat bench, or better yet, sometimes it's just better to give it to someone who knows how to do it and quickly. It might cost you some money, but what you save in frustration and potential broken fingers, which has happened in the past. I've put a drill through my thumb and broke my thumb. So yeah, you weren't with us when that happened.
I don't know. I think you had a buck thumb.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you broke it.
Yeah, I broke it. Yeah.
That DC.
That was at DC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hurt. I nearly passed out at the doctor's unit when they were taking the X-ray and cleaning it. Yeah. Do not recommend breaking your thumb at all.
I've done mine. Did it like here.
Yeah.
I rode a motorbike
Thank
into
you.
a tree.
Have you had one of these on camera yet?
I don't know. Maybe. Have I?
You might have had the peach coloured one.
Yeah. This is good. Bit of hopper.
Cheers.
Little alcohol substitute for those of you that are struggling with domestic violence.
Wow. Did we talk about
Hashtag-
golden showers on the pod? Did we talk
No,
about
you can ask me questions about that if you want.
So, Clint, how's golden showers going?
Oh, gosh, man. Thanks for asking.
For the people that don't know what's on.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what golden showers are, it's when you and your partner, you get a blue tarp and you put it down anywhere. It can be on a bed or
Or initiation process
the drink.
in the showers at footy and cricket. Oh, no.
All right. Or Dave Chappelle, I'm going to piss on you. Have you seen that song? Have you not seen that? I think it's Dave Chappelle. We'll find that after. We'll play out to I'm going to piss on you. Now, golden showers is Lawnhub's beverage that we are working on at the moment. I learned a lot about beverages yesterday. I learned that it costs somewhere between $8,000 and $9,000 per flavor to have a formulation chemist develop you a drink recipe, and it will probably cost circa $30,000 to $40,000 to get our first 2,000 cans or 4,000 cans from label design, formulation, etc. My goal is to do it for a carton. So, there's different liquid can filling companies. Some have machinery that can put pure water in a can, which we were thinking of doing, and sparkling water, which requires no recipe. Probably does still. Probably has to have a carbonation rate worked out for you for like $6,000. But and so those companies are separate to the ones that put flavored drinks in cans, because obviously the lines have to be a certain standard with the health department. So yeah, there's a lot going on there. But golden showers is still on my mind.
It just baffles me that it's not like.
Just put some lime juice in the fucking water.
Well,
and put it in
not so much that. I'm not too concerned about that, but I'm also like the beers that we get done for WaterPro customers. They're just a relabeled existing beer.
That's right. Well, and look, maybe I didn't explain myself properly.
Can't we just get a relabeled existing generic flavored water?
Maybe I haven't done enough research.
Like, because for example, and
it's very small batch. That's the thing.
Yeah, I understand that. Like I was saying in lunch at lunch today about P&N Beverages, which is the company that does True Blue, and
Blue.
LA Ice and all those sorts of things.
Is LA Ice still a thing?
Yeah, they make majority.
Say it with me. Hashtag
Gawler. They make majority of home brand drinks on behalf.
Yeah,
all they are is existing recipes. They're just.
So whose recipes LA Ice?
Well, it'd be P&N's.
Like as in it's not Pepsi or fucking Coke.
No. P&N's.
Some cola.
P&N's.
P or P
and that symbol
and ampersand
N PNN.
Hashtag fucking not Gola. This is a question I'm going to ask it out of the interest of transparency, but I'm probably going to just move on it quickly. PJ says Ben Sims products, yes or no? Good competition ? We discussed this 2 podcasts ago, and Jonesy gave his opinion. We are agnostic when it comes to Ben's products. If Ben's developed them, then I'm sure they're good. Ben's a good dude.
Great dude.
Ben's a great dude. Don't use the word good when you can use the word great.
Very knowledgeable dude.
And I guess if we were playing lawn fertilizer battle royale, which we could probably give to the Queensland AFL people to use, it could be Queensland battle royale. We'll keep working on it.
Hope the AFL's watching, because this could mean something.
And then we would probably like that Ben would be the last boss for us to fight of all the other bosses. That's probably the best way to put it.
That's a great way of putting it.
What does BBW stand for? Big bucket of wet. Yeah.
Remember when the board used to make that noise? You go back to the first podcast.
And I wouldn't let you buy a new one because we needed it. And I was like,
no, we couldn't return it. Yeah.
Just rip it apart.
We didn't know we could get it until Friday.
I was just like, just pop it open. And he's like, I can't. And I'm like, well, I'll break it because it's my board. I'm like, kunk.
If we didn't have it.
We're talking about the soundboard that Dylan's playing with, which is what was it, $1,500? $2,100, and we got it, and the fan was ticking, and we just tried to work out what it was, and I just fucking jimmied it open, and we worked it out, and then
we had like some black tape kind of holding.
Is it fixed?
It's fixed now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to like.
Yeah.
Was it detrimental to the point where we couldn't podcast if we didn't have it?
Yeah, you can't mix with it. He's jumping
okay.
cameras with it.
Oh, but if
you can still do a podcast.
Could have, yeah, okay, that's.
But
fine.
I didn't want to.
No.
We'll still this is still feeding our video feed either way to a computer. So
Yeah.
it's still needed.
Yeah, because we had a salt lamp in that room. Where's the salt lamp gone?
I think it went on Alone Australia. It was one of the 10 items.
Oh, was it your salt lamp? Was it?
Oh, fucking hell. Please don't tell me that you just put a sarong over it. Do a sarong? Okay, that's fine.
So no, I didn't.
All right. No more questions. Here, this is VJ. This is not me. This is VJ. You have to use more Ben Sims products to achieve the same results. Application rates are higher. I don't think that's exactly a fair translation, but I understand what you're saying. PJ, fence sitting response, I think. Not really. Like, what do you want me to say? Ask a more specific question. I'm very transparent.
I think if we're going to talk about Ben in general, he's probably helped a lot of people get into the lawn care space. He was the first one in Australia to really do it on YouTube as well.
And I guess I think a lot of people need to be respectful of the fact that he carved a niche market in a big way. A lot of the work that was done to create a home lawn care industry was work done by him, along with the Australian lawn fanatics of the world and that. But yeah, like I'm not sitting on the fence. My answer is everyone else can go fuck themselves except Ben.
But if we need to, he'd
Ben's
be
last.
the very last one.
So yeah, I think everyone else. I'm trying to remember if I've just grouped someone I like into that box, but I don't know.
Oh, Lenny.
Sorry. I've just gave Lenny flowers, so that wasn't a thing. But yeah, most other people can get fucked. And to be honest, if it comes down to Ben, Sims, and Lenny as the final bosses, then I'll take Lenny last. Lenny's my mate. All right. So I hope that's less fence sitting.
Maybe we'll get him on the pod. Do you reckon he'll come down
Who,
here?
Ben?
Yeah, get on
Maybe.
the pod.
I mean, it's the time of year for him to travel.
Yeah.
It's fucking orange is probably -4 degrees at the moment, but yeah. Well, you could go there.
I'll go there if he allows me. I'd just be interested in hitting balls all day into his green.
Does he use it?
Yeah, he was today on the gram.
There you go. There's no more questions. No more questions. Still thinking about drinking beers?
Well, I've got something to show you, Clint. And it needs to go onto the screen. So I'll send it to you.
And then I'll send it to Dylan? Or no, I'll put it on the screen?
Yeah, you put it on the
I'm
screen.
the boss copy, aren't I?
And basically what we want, first of all, is your initial reaction.
I'll play some soundboards while we're waiting.
Is this going to work? Can I forward that? Yes, I can.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hang on.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
All right, did that work?
Please help
I've got
me.
it.
You're too much
So what do you want to
reading.
do?
Well, I want you to bring that PDF up on the screen.
Put the for Adamus Jansu without looking at it.
Well, no, you can look at it, but So,
is that really the application rate? Fucking hell.
Yep. So, below this, the one that is below the top one, obviously, is the current seed green.
Yeah, it's not looking good on this screen. Might be my sunglasses.
And the top one is a color replicated from
seed.
from a certain seed that may have come from Clint's. But no, I've managed to successfully.
I've not provided a sample for this. If I have, it was milked from me.
So I've managed to successfully.
This is why I'm going to Thailand. It's all a fucking ploy to get my milk.
I've successfully sourced the seed that you have in your front yard.
I did hear you say that on the podcast last week.
I have got pricing.
Yep.
And I've set a retail price.
I don't know about you can plant it in summer.
If you want, we can change it.
What are you going to do? Have a lawn 3 months, quarters a year?
No, well, when to seed ideally is in the autumn or in the spring.
I think it's hilarious. I had an idea not to call it Clint seed because I thought it was too self-indulgent.
But it's your business. So.
Yeah, but it's not my seed. And I had another name, like last week when I was drunk, when you were talking about it, I came up with a name, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was shit.
But we can work on the name.
I think it was like She's So Fine or something. Or like, yeah.
The other...
It's a bit fucking tepid, isn't it?
The other thing that I need to mention is the retail price that we would sell it for.
Yeah, what is it?
And whether you're comfortable with selling
I don't care.
So
if it doesn't sell, it's their problem. You want to be cool?
$84.95.
What does it compare to if you go to like McKay Seeds and buy a fucking...
So this is a blend of seeds. Yeah. So in order to get...
Enough. Well, for us to be able to buy it.
Well, in order for you'd need to buy, say, 5 kilos of each or 3 kilos of each. It works out to be cheaper just to buy this blend of seed. But you're
Is it the same as mine?
It's the same. Yep.
Oh, there you go.
But you're getting only 3 kilos for that price rather than 2 seed blends. If you know what I'm trying to say.
Is it a third blend or is it something?
It's actually 2 seeds.
Yep.
There's been a third one added to yours, but that was only specific for that use. but to get the same look,
Yep.
these are the 2 seed varieties that are used
Yep.
in that mix. So it's 50-50.
So it's not Clint seed.
Well, it is, but there's been a 3rd seed added
2/3
to that
strength.
one. But that's the base.
Yeah.
In order to, I'd have to buy a 20 kilo bag of just that one seed, and then we'd have to mix it together.
What do you think, Dylan?
I like it. I like Clint seed. I think it's personable as well, and then you can always do content like you want to get my lawn, buy my seed.
Yep.
You know? There's a lot of potential there. I don't think it's self-indulgent.
It'd need a new barcode though, because that's or not a barcode. Doesn't need a barcode, but I think that's seeds barcode. But
All right. So what we need everyone to do is underneath this post, tell me if we make a product that is a blend of fescue seeds, which is the seed blend that I've used in my front yard, which is a beautiful cool season grass blend. Should we call it Clint seed, or should we call it a name that you have come up with? And put your names in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Just remember to stay on brand with Lawnhub. So don't have this fucking massive sentence. 2 words already throws me. Something like, I can't say. You need to tell us.
And speaking of reaching out to the fans at home, thank you for all the responses that I got from the weekly cut and the Facebook post in Lawnhub Legends. I've got so many different weed variety pictures, some pests, some lawns. Thank you. I even got someone's study that they had where they had to go out in their local area and photograph weeds and their name, scientific name, and a description. So thank you so much.
PJ said, fair point. People will go with what they like in the end. Lawnhub has my vote as the help is always available, which I like. Thank you, PJ.
Thank you.
Nate Extreme said, what about Brenton from Aussie Lawn? I think we have to add him to the list of people that we wouldn't kill in the fucking thing.
Brenton's a very knowledgeable man as well.
Clint's seeds germination pack includes roots and shoots and 3-way. I would say it includes Adelaide and BBW and roots and shoots and a shaft. But I don't know what else to call it.
Let the people decide. Maybe you can clip this bit, Dylan, and
Well,
put it on the gram and Facebook.
Thanks for that episode 1, but he doesn't need to be told that.
Well,
and
I'm
that's
just-
why I did what I did.
Yeah. Well, looks like I'm fired.
Nope. We get too much money from the state government to have you here to let you go, my friend.
Yay.
What's this? Why is that on my soundboard? It's the fucking
It's the
intro.
intro music.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Can we finish?
If you like. But yes, all the description's been updated.
We
as
could
well,
just call
so-
that finish. All right, here's one. So, for people that are unsure on how to the naming convention for Lawnhub products, you couldn't call this Spunt.
Fucking hope not.
Or Jizz. It needs to be a double entendre.
Question back then.
Swimmers. Can't be that. Can't be called Spunk.
If we have a name for this, would we then need to rename current seed?
No, that's just seed.
That's seed.
Yeah.
Which is always
Yeah.
was and always will be a perennial ryegrass.
Always was, always will be.
I pissed it.
Carry on.
When you
Carry
did
on.
the grinder talk. But yeah, so seed will remain seed. So
Yep.
that'll be forever known as
And this will be
Lawnhub
called
seed.
Spunk
Equivalent.
or Spunt.
But yeah.
Or
I'm sure there's an Urban Dictionary or an AI platform that will be able to work it out for people.
Schmeg.
Smeg. Yuck.
Or I don't know.
I don't know.
I need more time.
Yeah.
Similar to as time went on, I came up with Queensland Battle Royale.
Yes.
You might have some issues with Fortnite, but I'm sure you can give them some money and they can be the AFL gaming partner. Yeah.
These make me quite gassy.
PD says, I don't care if this is a product or the next, but we need to call it Diddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
I think that would be a backlapping paste or some form of lubricant.
Jesus. A spray penetrant.
Something that puts your lawn into dormancy for a period so it doesn't know what you're doing to it.
My TikTok.
Fuck. He did go to court during the week, didn't
I
he?
did see that while I wasn't watching Neighbours, that his daughters had to leave the courtroom when a male escort was describing how he requested that he urinate in his girlfriend's mouth. Sorry for anyone that's listening to this in the car with their kids. I shouldn't fucking...
That's grim.
Oh, shit.
That is grim.
Nate Extreme, I was going to say cream pie, but I don't think that works. No.
Well, that was actually
The process of filling the bucket would be that.
yeah. I said the color. Look for a creamy color. That's yeah. That was. Let me see my actual wording.
Fuck! Imagine working in that department. What are we looking for? Like, is there a fucking MPYK color or whatever the fuck they call it? CMYK. Yeah. Cream in a pie. I think we just lost our final two listeners.
Yeah. Oh, so Kira said, I'll be concerned what color that would be. I said white. Nah, don't know. Hey, like a subtle eggshell, and I said creamy, and then sent a gif, and then I tagged in. Anywho, good night. Yeah, going to bed now. And oh yeah, Duke 50 grams live on the website.
Something like that.
Get it. People been asking. We got it. Duke 50 gram.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. And once the current Duke 100 gram is currently is a little bit cheaper to clear it out, so we can make room for more Duke 50 gram. Much better price point.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No. Goodness.
I think that's it. Hillary Clinton will be the next president of the United States of America.
Maybe there's still time.
Still good.
Still a chance. Did you expect the federal election to be as it ended?
I had $500 on fucking Dutton to win.
You did, and he ended up losing his seat. So did Adam Bant.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, that. Fucking see you later, loser.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the Greens needs to exist. I think it's a fucking pointless party, but it'll probably upset some people.
No, you're definitely not upsetting the people
I
who
know
watch
what the
this
fuck they do.
podcast.
Like fucking try to like just convert like, oh, we should make those bottles out of paper. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That'll save the fucking
We should
world.
also remove the Australian flag from all press
That
conferences.
really fucks me
That
off.
fucks. It's so disrespectful.
That's honestly, that was where he would have lost his seat. That one thing. There'll be people that are like, plant trees, cool, don't tip oil down the throats of fucking pelicans. We're all on board. Sweet. But you fucking say that about the Australian flag, you're a cocksucker.
Imagine if you did that
and not a good kind.
In a southern American state.
That would kill you.
You would get shot.
Dude, Matt
between the eyes.
Matt was at Niagara Falls and he had an American flag draped over his shoulders as a fucking 18-year-old kid taking photos like, we're here, and it touched the ground. I think it was him or someone he saw. And these guys physically removed the flag from him and fucking like undressed him vocally. So, because that flag has to be burnt now. That's how much they respect the flag. And that's why we have a flag up out the front of Dry Creek. And we will have flagpoles everywhere. I just can't afford them at the moment. They're fucking expensive. Because
proper ones.
You've got to respect that. That's the flag. You might not like it. And if you don't, then lobby the government to get it changed. And if we fucking vote to change it, then that's the flag you stand in front of.
Yeah.
You fucking dickhead. Sorry.
No, I agree. 100% agree. And anyone who disagrees with that probably shouldn't watch this podcast because we say.
I don't think they're watching this podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, disrespectful.
Like the amount of people that fucking died to fight to protect that. And you're just like, no, I'm not going to stand in front of that. Okay. VJ said, what about Mini?
Maybe if we got bent grass in, Mini.
That would just be bent.
Because, yeah, true. But their seeds are mini.
But bent would be a good name.
Yeah, bent would be a good name for bent.
Because that's got a few connotations.
Yeah.
A fine.
Fine? Yeah.
So you got seed, fine, bent.
Because it is a fine fescue, so it's on product brand and it's on brand.
Fine's fine.
Fine's fine. Fine.
Fine's better than good. Is good? Is it great? Is fine great or fine good? Or fine's fine? Fine's great. Dylan
You
says
understand?
fine's great.
No.
Okay, that is it. If you want to vote or comment on that, Dylan will clip that at some point because Jonesy said, make sure you clip that. I'm going
Thanks,
to... Oh, I haven't used this for ages.
Okay. Drill, baby, drill.
And I'll play us out, you dickhead.
Hey, I'm an innocent bystander.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
But I cannot see.
I don't know what we say now. What do we say? Goodbye?
Goodbye. Up the Crowies. See you next week. You here next week? Yes. Early next week. Yes. Lawnhub breakfast.
What?
Apparently it's Lawnhub breakfast. Lawnhub live at
yeah,
breakfast.
I've been invited out to a lunch. Last time that happened, I lost 3 hours and $1,500.
And you wore a crow's pin.
I did. I did. I didn't smoke a cigarette. I think that was good. That's something to... Anyway, I gotta go.
Have a great weekend.
Let's do it.
Goodbye.
Bye.
73-year-old victim then? Or
I don't know what happened. I just know what the police said.
So you can't see at all?
Huh?
You can see though, right?
I'm legally blind. I can see barely.